found that we can easily plug this into a 220 outlet. So we brought that forward, and then we wanted that to educate people. There's hundreds and thousands of solar installers, today, and it's only going to ramp up. As we look across our beautiful country here, there's a lot of devastating things happening around weather. And what we need to be doing is lessening our carbon print. I always say carbon moccasin print. I just want to share a story. Years ago, today I'm 65 years old. Back when I was probably 5 or 6 years old, in our culture, we had a ceremony that's called Humblechia, meaning seeking a vision. So people would go up on a hilltop and to seek a vision there. And they would spend 4 days there with no food, no water, just and stuff. And so at that time there was a old grandpa that was up on a hill up there. My grandfather took us there, and they had a fire pit. So up on the hill the man was standing, and his family was camped below with the fire pit there. So as a young boy, as we're all attracted to fire, I went over and grabbed a stick and started poking the fire. Sitting there, and then the old men, they were visiting. They were starting to talk. And this old man by the name of Charlie Hard Heart, he walked up to the fire. Now this old man, he was old back then. He was old. He was like one of if you ever saw the 1800 Native American photos, it was like he walked out of there. His skin was really deep brown, and looked like leather. He had long hair, wasn't braided, taken care of, but he seemed like he walked out of that era. Back then, there wasn't hardly any TV, news, internet, cell phones, nothing like that. And he walked out and he started to talk, and he started to explain to the people. He said, today, he said, enjoy the beauty, he said. And enjoy the beauty, the fresh air, everything, the 4 seasons. Enjoy it today because it's going to change. It's going to change for the worse. And he said, we as humans were making clouds. So I stopped poking the fire. Making clouds. How somebody make clouds? I looked up at Charlie there. How do people make clouds? What's he mean by that? And he said, when these clouds are formed, we as humans making these clouds, when they form at some time, they're going to clash together. Once that clash happens, the weather's going to change. It's going to get terrible. People are going to lose their lives. They're going to, how does one make people cry? And after all of these years thinking about that, and then being a solar educator, and thinking about Charlie Hard, and he was talking about carbon. Where did they get carbon? So how did this old man know that? There was no internet. There was nothing there. Nobody ever even talked about that. How did he know? How did this 80-year-old man back in 1964, how did somebody know something like that? And so I brought it forward and said that's what he was talking about. So we have to, in order to change the direction that we're headed down, we have to change a little bit. And I'm honored to be here to present here because I know and I understand through my culture and heritage as solar is what we have to be. Solar sits there There's no moving parts. In fact, over 200 countries in the whole world, those that can afford it, got satellites above us. And they're using it's PV power, solar power. And it's been that way since the late 1950s. It's something that we don't want to be known as the generation that didn't do anything. We want to change that. We want to change things. It only comes from us, people. All changes come from us. So I'm really happy to be here, and I encourage you to look towards making solar simplified. Something easy where grandma can have a array, uncle over here, parents can have an array. Something simple. Solar's happening so quickly, guys. Happening so quickly, and it's being refined every day. And it's becoming easier to install. So what you're decision making, look to something, because it's becoming so simple. It's what we have in front of us, our laptops, our homes, and everything's plug and play. It's, changing so quickly, and things are starting to happen, so we gotta keep up with those air times in order, because we wanna be hanging up. We wanna live forever too. If we continue down this here tarnished path, then our way will happen. No more. We don't want that. We want our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, our bloodline to continue to enjoy the prestigious Mother Earth, the air, the water, everything that was given to us. So what you're, decision making, let's do it that way. Let's make it easier. Because it's happening so quick, it's changing already. Things are, changing. And that's one of the things. Solar, clean energy. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west, every day, 365. We harness that at a commercial level, but at the residential level, to make it easier. Because it is becoming that way. It's changing rapidly. So I thank you for your time. Joe. Each and every one of the committee members here. I thought about my journey out to the West Coast. And what I was gonna say this morning. Prior to my solar career, I was out here in this neck of the woods, as well as the East Coast. My profession was structural steel, so I built a lot of the high rises out here, as well as throughout the country. I come from a very rural area, probably the interstate's 110 miles from me. We only have one highway coming through our country, and it's Highway 18, the only state highway. So we're in this very rural area, and what I would like to do is to, we're working with 70 of those, 574 federally recognized tribes, teaching the solar installation, O&M, design, and working with these respective nations, working with their electricians. Once they find out we're holding a mobile training, electricians show up and say, and they get really involved, and then they start to say, okay, they start to understand solar. Solar comes in DC, then transfers with the inverter over into alternating current, then from there on into the house. So, I would like to thank one and all. You guys keep on doing great things, and we'll do great things together. That way, we ensure sure that our generation, our children, child, enjoys the polythene life as we did when we were young. It's just really easy, plain, simple. It's an honor to be here. I'm gonna offer you committee members, an old ancient honored song in the Lakota way. That way, you can embrace it with your spirit. And let's move forward. Way hi yo, well hey, way hi yo, well hey, way hi yo, hey yo, well hey, way hi yo, hey hi, way hi.